Spectrum Sportsnet LA, brought to you by El Pollo Loco. The Dodgers and the Cardinals here in Game 2, and every game so important for both these teams at this point. Two of the tightest races in baseball. The Dodgers 2.5 back, the Cardinals 3 back, with the Cubs game going final. Cubs losing a 2-1 decision to the Tigers tonight. Joe Davis or Hershiser, Alana Rizzo joins us in a moment. Every game at this point so important, and it's the same thing in the other dugout right now.
It is, and there's a lot of teams feeling the pressure. The pressure's got to lead to focus for these Dodgers and then to execution, both on the pitching side, late in the bullpen, and the offense getting it going early.
As far as the pitching goes, there's a local guy coming back for the Cardinals tonight, Daniel Ponce de Leon, and in his first major league start last month, he threw 7 no-hit innings.
He's been fantastic. You talk about pressure, the pressure of a first big league outing. Well, he dealt with that against Cincinnati. Now he's going to get his first try at Dodger Stadium, and these Dodgers, watching last night's game, you get a little bit of a pattern on how to attack the Dodgers, but his stuff right now is playing very well. The fastball and the cutter, outstanding.
This will be his second start. He moved into the bullpen after that one and comes back into the rotation tonight, like Hyun-Jin Ryu did last week. 6 shutout innings for him.
Yeah, over 3 months on the disabled list with his growing pull, and now he is back. When I think of him, I think of a pitcher. You don't know what's going to come at any time, but the pitch combination that has been getting the most outs has been the fastball in the cutter. Absolutely fantastic.
The league hitting below 200 against the hard stuff against Hyun-Jin Ryu. Let's go down to the field now, brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Here's Alana.
All right, Joe, thanks very much. JT Chagua came on in relief of Alex Wood last night in the top of the 5th inning and then was removed after facing one batter with neck discomfort. A little bit more information today. He has been placed on the disabled list with neck irritation. Pat Venditti, the switch pitcher, has once again been recalled from Oklahoma City. It is the 8th time that he has been recalled from the minor leagues. However, he hasn't pitched as a Dodger since June 8th against the Angels.
Wow, yeah, so 8th call-up. He's pitched in 5 games total. Dodgers and Cardinals, middle game of this 3-game series. And remember, these teams are playing a bunch over the next month. 7 times in the heat of the division races. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Try the new queso-loaded double queso quesadilla only at El Pollo Loco, fresh from the grill. Dodgers and Cardinals ready to play Game 2 of this 3-game series with both teams within 3.5 games of first place at the start of action tonight. The Dodgers trying to ride Hyun-Jin Ryu to even in this series up, setting up a rubber match tomorrow. Nothing gets you more amped up for a game than Korean Monster by Jed, Hyun-Jin's entrance song. And it's bumping right now, and yes, it's exciting, but the start of it sounds like a Disney song, and it's like, well, are we getting ready for a game or are we going to take a nap? Here's the Cardinals lineup. Jose Martinez to lead things off, and then Yadier Molina bats second. Tyler O'Neill's in right field. Ozuna, DeYoung, and Jerko in the heart of the order with Bader in center, Wong at second, and Matt Carpenter getting the day off. So here is Ryu, and they call the Korean Monster, having thrown 6 shutout innings in his return from the DL last week.
Yeah, 3 months off, not off, rehabbing, but you know what? A lot of confidence in the fastball cutter combination on the mound with him. But something's going to have to give against these Cardinals. They got 8 of their 10 hits off of hard stuff yesterday. So a young fastball hitting team that Ryu's going to have to mix in some of the soft stuff or really locate the hard stuff.
Yeah, his fastball has been the best in baseball when you combine it with a cutter. Opponents hitting 123 against Hyun-Jin Ryu's hard stuff this year. Martinez stands in, and off we go with ball 1. The Dodgers have dropped 8 of 12 after the 5-3 Cardinals win last night. 2.5 back of the Diamondbacks, 2 back of the Rockies, who, by the way, trailed the Padres in the late innings in Denver. That's a strike, 1-1. Martinez with a home run last night. One of the 3 the Cardinals hit. That got them to 15-4 in August, best record in the National League. Ryu rocks and deals a 1-1, and Martinez slaps it down the line. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Long lever system. He likes to extend his arms, but he also does a pretty good job pulling it in and attacking the inside pitch.
Martinez starting the night off for St. Louis, taking a low 2-2. First time you can ever say that. Second season in the majors for Martinez, and the first time he's hit leadoff. It's Matt Carpenter most nights, but Mike Schilt getting him a rare day off today. Ryu home with a 2-2. Martinez bounces one up the middle. There's Manny Machado. Oh, Martinez can really get up that line with those long legs, but the throw gets him. 1 gone, and closed captioning tonight is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Here's Molina. A rare off day for him yesterday. In fact, his first day off, and this is extra significant because he's a catcher. This is his first day off in a month.
He is a warrior. If he can play, he wants to be in there. You have to force him to get out of the lineup and rest.
I say day off. Even the day off wasn't a day off. It was a doubleheader where he had one of the games off. So his last true day off before yesterday was during the All-Star break. That's popped up. Muncy in foul territory with room. 2 up and 2 down. And here's Tyler O'Neill. Cardinals offense #1 in the National League this month, which is not surprising considering their 15-4 record. better than 5 runs per game. They've been a home run hitting team much of this season, but the thing they've done better since Mike Schilt took over is simply get on base. Strike one.
Schilt really impressed upon them not to strike out. Let's get the ball in play. And so as a young team, that's a message that registered with them, and more moldable sometimes than a veteran team. And it was odd last night. They struck out in double figures, but since the change in the managerial position, they usually are around 3, 4, 5 strikeouts a game.
O'Neill reaches out, yanks a high fly ball towards the left field corner. Peterson is there to catch it and finish the Cardinals off 1-2-3. Daniel Ponce de Leon takes the mound in his hometown when you come back. Peterson will lead things off. Brian Dozier getting the day off. Justin Turner's at third, hitting second. Then Machado, Bellinger, Muncy, Grandal. Taylor's at second. Puig is in right, in front of Hyun-Jin Ryu. Matt Kemp getting the day off, but still plenty of energy down there in that Dodger dugout as Daniel Ponce de Leon takes the mound. Native of La Mirada, pitched for the Matadors. He's their star quarterback as well, and what a cool thing for him, coming back to Los Angeles and starting at Dodger Stadium.
22 miles down the 5 south to get back where he's from, and I'll tell you what, he's got to be a little bit nervous, but he has dealt with the nerves already. Fastball's going to hover around 94 miles an hour. He's got a curve, a changeup, and a cutter. The best pitch is the fastball that he throws the most. After that, it's the cut fastball, so you're going to see a lot of hard stuff.
They combine those two pitches more than 80% of the time. Jock Peterson gets ready to greet him. I don't know about you, but Jock had me kind of wondering on that fly ball last inning, tracking Peterson's movement to try and follow the ball. Looked like he had kind of given up on it and it was going into the seats. It was just his casual approach to it. And Ryu worked to 1-2-3 first. That's ball one on Jock Peterson. One ball, one strike.
I think the more Josh has been consistent with his approach and comfortable with it, we've seen that comfort go out into defense. The way he throws the ball into the infielders, he just looks like he's enjoying himself more, and he's confident that he can reproduce the good things.
Talking Jock?
Yep.
Oh. I thought you said Josh.
Oh, I said
looking
Jock.
around, I'm like.
I definitely didn't say Ponce de Leon because it's Ponce de Leon.
As we've talked about, playing time's been a little bit harder to come by lately, just with the run of left-handed starters the Dodgers have seen. Two and two. So Jock's looking for his first hit in 12 days. It's an 0 for 18 slide. Ponce de Leon home with a 2-2 pitch. Peterson shoots back and will do it again.
He's been tough on lefties so far in his short big league experience. The fastball changeup and the cutter breaking in on the lefty, the changeup kind of fading away. The curveball's in development, so righties have hit him a little bit better.
Gets it by Peterson, 1 out.
Baseman number 10, Justin Turner.
No score first inning. Here's Justin Turner. So now Ponce de Leon having a lead, having a face with the guy that leads baseball in average and an on base percentage this month. Couple Southern California natives going head to head. Here's the first one, and Turner watches it pop the mid outside. Ball and a strike.
Justin is in one of those rhythms that hitters just dream about, and you say you don't want to wake him up, but he's such a detailed oriented hitter that you can talk mechanics with him even in the middle of a hot streak. He actually enjoys it. It makes him learn even more, makes him feel it even more, where other hitters, you got to stay away from them. Don't be talking to them at all. Don't even let them know that they're hot. He can go through any category you want.
On this 1-1 pitch, watches a curve miss blown away. Not that one way is right or one way is wrong.
No, he can just function with it. And he can carry it if that's what that's what you call carrying your results and knowing what's going on, where a lot of guys are like, just leave me alone, I'm just doing my thing.
2-1. Flips that one foul, and it's 2-2. So the opposite end of that spectrum, guy that comes to mind is Jock Peterson. When things are going well, he doesn't want to talk a word about it as far as the mechanics and the approach. And again, not that one way is right, one way is wrong. It's just different personalities in the way they look at it. Here comes a 2-2, and Turner watches it just miss, full count.
Justin's in a posture right now that is more open, but he is loading into a back leg that is ready to fire. The toe is drastically in front of the heel on the back leg, and so when he loads into that, it is ready to torque the hips.
Back-to-back fastball strikeouts for Ponce de Leon to start his night.
A lot when you think of a guy getting more open, it's the front leg, the left leg that is more open, but the back leg also is ready to let those hips open up.
So Machado with 2 out. Continued his nice run with an RBI hit last night. And he did it how he's been doing it frequently lately, and that is on the first pitch. First time he's seen Ponce de Leon, and takes ball 1.
We have seen his ambush mode, and we've seen it succeed, but we have also seen him when he's seen a pitcher for the first time be a little bit more patient, gather some information.
Ponce de Leon to Machado with a 1-1 pitch. 1-2.
And Manny really loves that first pitch. And I think it's because, you know, that's where he's really feasting on the fastball. And then later in the count, being the great hitter he is, with the reputation, I think he gets a lot more breaking balls and off-speed stuff after they try to get ahead. So he doesn't let them get ahead with the fastball a lot of times.
And worth noting, if we can show those numbers one more time, while it's exceptional on the first pitch, not nearly as good after, it's still above average when you're looking at the league after the first pitch. So that 273, the league average after the first pitch of an at-bat is 237. It's all relative. On another 1-2, he checks his swing and a cutter away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, the first pitch of an at-bat with a hitter, it's a lot easier for him to kind of remember the information of what this guy does on first pitch. That as you get deeper and deeper into the count, you've got to be more specific with your studying.
Ponce de Leon strikes out the side in his first inning back at his hometown Dodger Stadium. Through a thin inning, no score. Get deeper into the summer. Dodgers and Cardinals scoreless after an inning. Load that baby up. A lot of relish. We need more relish. Marcelo Zuna takes ball 1 from Hyun-Jin Ryu. Worked a 1-2-3 first inning. Jin has faced the Cardinals a bunch throughout his career, including a couple of postseason starts, and been very good. Got a 1.36 ERA in 5 starts against St. Louis, and that includes Game 3 of the National League Championship Series in 2013. 7 shutout innings. Following year, Game 3 of the Division Series, gave up just 1 run over 6 innings. And that's something, because it's been a while, that you tend to forget about when it comes to Ryu, how good he was in the postseason. Flex to center for Bellinger. 1 out.
He is not the nervous type. I mean, he pitches like he's in a rocking chair on his front porch, just relaxing. That doesn't mean there's not a lot of effort, but he is so rhythmic, and the facial expressions never give away what's going on in his stomach if there's any nerves at all.
Here's Paul DeYoung. He's had a rough go of it since coming back from a broken finger earlier this year, hitting just above 200 since early July. when he came off the DL. No balls, 1 strike. One on one.
Hunjin has now gone 20 1/3 innings here at home and not given up a run. He is really comfortable here in Dodger Stadium this year, even though that was broken up by a DL stint over 3 months.
It's 1-2. We're talking about this a little bit over the weekend with Rich Hill loving the feel of the mound in Seattle. And he mentioned a few other ballparks where he really enjoys pitching. How much variance is there from what is supposed to be a uniform mound from park to park?
There's enough. And sometimes it's not about the dirt, it's about the visual perspective with behind home plate, where you feel like you're on top of the hitter, or you feel like, man, I'm so far away, my fastball can't have good life today. But there are some mounds that have a tendency to be manicured a little different. You know, that when they're being measured by the league, maybe they're one way, and then they slowly start to adjust.
Hughes got his first K of the night, 2 gone.
To maybe where the pitching staff says, you know, I'd like a little more slope. And on an individual night, I might have been known to have tipped a ground screw guy or so to, can you wetten it up in front of home plate a little bit more? And can you carve it down? I'd like to have a little more slope tonight. My back's not feeling real good.
Huh.
You never know.
No, you're not saying that definitely happened. It just may
Is it
or
out
may
there?
not have.
It's out there now, though, huh?
Well, you said it may or may not have happened.
It did happen.
Oh, Jack Jerko takes ball 1.
What they used to do sometimes in the pre and post game interviews, they'd give you a certificate to a jewelry store, or they give you like a free dinner, a $200 gift certificate to a place, and I would use those all the time to just kind of people that have helped me. I'd take care of them.
Nice looking breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Little did the jeweler know that they were helping Oral Hershiser pitch.
Get the mound right and get home plate a little softer.
Little did the jeweler know that they were killing the batting averages of the visiting players, contributing to it.
Well, like against the Cardinals, which we're playing, and they had like Tommy Herr and Vince Coleman and Willie McGee, I would ask for the base paths to be a little slicker and softer.
2-1.
You know what? And it's all done around the league.
That's not just Oral Hershiser doing that.
It's done, but it's also done at a place where the umpires, when they go out to their bases and they're at home plate, they take a look, and if it's not over the top, they allow it. If it gets to the point where there's so much, you know, dry dust in front of home plate, it's like a sand trap, they're going to bring the ground screw and say, hey, you got to firm this up a little bit. Or if the get over there at first base and the guy's digging and he's digging a hole down 6-8 inches, it's so loose, they're going to go, no, this is not right. You take it right up to the edge. You can cut the length of the grass any way you want.
Are you looking for another 1-2-3 inning? Home with a 2-2 to Jerko. Breaking ball is low and the count is full. Was famously in Dodger history in the 1960s, back and forth between the Dodgers and Giants. Soon after the Dodgers moved into this ballpark, there were kind of ground screw wars back and forth with the way that they would alter the surfaces. Jerko reaches out. That's right at Puig, and that's 6 up, 6 down for Hyun-Jin Ryu. clip, but the rest of the lineup had a hard time. And when he put it all together, what it was a lot of opportunities for Dave Roberts' team where they just didn't cash in, and a continuation of a troubling trend for much of the year.
Hitting with runners in scoring position, 14 men left on base. It was a rough one after the first inning. Bases loaded, no out, didn't push anybody across.
Cody Bellinger to start this second against Ponce de Leon. His first pitch is at the top of the zone, strike one. Cody's hitting streak ended at 12 games with an 0 for 3 last night, although he did walk and drive in a run with a sacrifice fly. When you're looking a little bit deeper into those clutch numbers, that's one of the things they actually do exceptionally well. That is bring runners in from third with productive outs. For whatever reason, though, advancing runners from second, as another example of diving a little bit deeper, not good in that regard. 0-2.
Yeah, I was surprised when we were kind of studying those stats and going a little deeper into productive outs and getting the guy in from third, sacrifice bunts, all the different ways that you can help the team other than with a hit. It was surprising that they were #1 in the National League, getting the guy in from third to me. But then I asked, okay, what's the strikeout percentage? And there's a lot more strikeouts from the Dodger team. Not in that situation, but in advancing runners and moving people around and giving yourself a chance to get a hit. The strikeouts, they're about, what, 8th? So that's pretty bad. Middle of the pack is probably not going to help win a championship.
Oh, and 2 on Cody Bellinger. Here comes Ponce de Leon again. And throws a change up, 1-2. You look at world champs last year, Houston Astros. They were standout as far as avoiding strikeouts, putting the ball in play. You look at the best team in baseball this year, the Boston Red Sox. Same thing. The 1-2 pitch. Bellinger waits on it and smacks it the other way for a leadoff hit.
Oh, I love it. He gets a hanging curveball that he could come out of his shoes, but he stays close and a little bit more of a compact swing. You can see him force the hands inside that pitch and just try and hit it to the opposite field, and he does on a very nice line drive.
And here in Ponce de Leon's 9th inning in the majors as a starter, that's the first hit that he's allowed. Once he comes up,
on the pitch that he's developing, the curveball that he doesn't throw much.
Strike one. It's a wonderful typo on our lineup card tonight. They have him as Maxi Muncy.
A lot of times you shorten a guy's name, or we're just starting to lengthen it.
Another than 2. Muncy off of the bench last night, as we see on StatCast AI, powered by AWS. That is the hardest pitch thrown this season that's been turned around for a base hit.
And in some ways, the swing looked like he was just trying to spoil it, but he's got such a great eye. He knew that was a strike. It was right on the corner. The pitch prior, he took low to stay alive and then placed that base hit to left.
1-2. And then his other time up, wound up striking out, but on 11 pitches in the 9th inning against Bud Norris. So it appears Muncy's starting to settle back into the guy that we saw for much of the first half. At least in the way that he's not going out of the zone as frequently, protecting when he does. Well, here he climbs the ladder after a fastball and is the first out of the second.
You know, as we break down the offense and we look at where we're disappointed in their production, it's not to pile on as much as it is, you know, there's a little over 30 games left in the year. You're behind 2 teams, and it's like, where do we need to improve to get the offense to be more consistent? Not to have the boom in the wins, and then nothing in the losses that are at a point where you just worry that we got to be more consistent. Where's the 4-run nights, the 5-run nights, the 6-run nights, not the 0-1-2s compared to the 10s?
Grandal with 1 on and 1 out. And especially over the last month or so, that boomer bust that you mentioned, it's been stark. That fades in there for a strike, 1-1. Last 21 games, in the 8 Dodger wins, they've averaged 8.5 runs per game. In the losses, 2. One and 2.
That's where Dave Roberts talks about quality at bats, grinding out at bats. On the negative side, more empty at bats, over swinging, over trying, and trying to find that balance between being consistent but also being aggressive.
Grandal pops it foul. We'll do it again. And those outbursts, the nights where they show themselves as one of the top offenses you're going to find, those make nights like last night that much more frustrating for the Dodgers and their fans. Because you know it's in there.
You sure do. And it's a very talented roster. They're just looking to reach their potential. And it's one thing to reach their potential all in one night, like you say, and win one game in a big way. But if you lose the next 2 because you can't reproduce at that level, is it about maybe the approach being a little different so you find more consistency, but maybe not such big explosions of runs just once every 3 games or so?
Another 1-2. Grandal takes it. Ball 2. Two-two pitch. Yasmani takes it low. He's worked the count full. Ayasiel. He's trying to direct our camera with his head nods. Payoff pitch is popped high into shallow right field. O'Neill can't seem to find it, so Wong tries to bail him out to no avail. Dodgers catch a break. Everybody's safe, first and second with 1 out.
Tough sky right now, especially during Carl's cam for O'Neill. This ball, O'Neill doesn't know where it is. Wong sees it. Cody Bellinger sees it, so he can't take off because they're in the vicinity. So if they all of a sudden recognize it, O'Neill's going to catch it, so Cody can't move up but 90 feet and just watch them miss that ball.
So here's the Dodgers' first good chance of the night. First and second for Chris Taylor. Takes ball 1. Take one more look at that. What a lonely feeling. Standing out there in that expansive grass. 40,000 sets of eyes on you. And you can't see the ball. One ball, no strikes. Chris Taylor strokes one. Short right. O'Neill lays out, won't get it. And everybody's safe again.
few things happening in this play. Of course, it's hard for him to see, and it's a full, complete swing by Chris Taylor, and he was playing deep in right field. He does a nice job at least stopping it. No, he's not going to catch it in the air and keep it in front of him.
That drew a well-deserved barrels are overrated shake of the hands from Chris Taylor. They're loaded up for Puig. They were loaded up with nobody out in the first inning last night. Dodgers couldn't cash in and of course wound up losing that game tight. Bases loaded opportunity here in the second. Ponce de Leon to Puig, ball one. And it actually hit Puig on the knuckle. The Dodgers take the lead as Puig is hit with the bases loaded offering.
Well, Mike Maddox jumped right out of the dugout after Puig was hit and headed towards first. He actually beat Puig to first base as far as him trotting out to the mound, and Yasiel just barely gets grazed. Ponce de Leon's fastball has had some nice tail to it tonight, and that one just kind of ran in the inside, 6-8 inches in there, and got him. Boy, it's been kind of a gift inning. You got to really take advantage now and put up a crooked number. It's going to be tough with Ryu up there, but he does have a mighty swing.
I'm telling you, the day is coming, whether it's this year or next year or another year. Hyun-Jin Ryu's going to run into one, and it's going to be glorious.
Yeah, we watch him run into him in batting practice, and he's got the pop.
Here he's got the bases loaded. He's got a run in the bank on the hit batsman. Here it comes. Strike one. Strike two.
Here's that mighty swing.
That's foul. We'll do it again. They don't call him the Korean Monster for what he does in the batter's box. Might have to do a remix one of these days, though, and make it about his hitting.
This would be in the video if he can get a hit here.
Another 0-2 pitch. A little bit outside. Ball one. What a view. Grandal at third, Taylor at second, Puig at first, and Hyun-Jin Ryu down on strikes, 2 away. All 5 outs for Ponce de Leon have been on strikeouts. And up comes Jock Peterson. It's one of those strikeout victims to open the night for the Dodger offense. Change up to the bottom of the zone, strike one.
Pitch selection, mostly two-seam fastball to cutter and the changeup. Only one curveball, and he gave up the hit on that. It kind of reminded me of Bartolo Colon as far as pitch selection. Just coming right after you.
A bit different body type.
Oh, yeah, completely different.
A younger Bartolo. It's still different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a stretch.
Closer, though. Peterson in an 0-2 hole. They've gotten Ryu a run with Puig just barely getting the bottom of his hand clipped with the bases loaded. One of several gifts in this inning from the Cardinals. Here comes an 0-2. And Peterson climbs the ladder, tomahawks one down the line, but it's sailing foul.
It's been an inning of inches in a game of inches. Almost catching the ball in right field. Almost getting that fly ball right there for a grand slam. Inches off the edge of the plate where he thinks he should be getting a strike from the umpire. Yasiel Puig getting grazed on the hand by an inch.
If that. One nothing second inning. Another 0-2 to Jock Peterson. Oh, look out. How did Molina catch that?
It was definitely a cross up, and it was see ball, catch ball. Usually you say that with hitters, see ball, hit ball. Wow. Amazing. Going from where his right fielder Tyler O'Neill cannot see the ball to being rescued by Yadier Molina.
For good reason. Four-time winner of the Platinum Glove, which means the best fielder regardless of position. "36 years old and still exceptional at what he does. All-star for the 9th time this year, even though he missed a month early on. Such an important piece for this young pitching staff St. Louis has. Now 1-2 to Peterson. Takes it in the dirt. Stopped by Molina again. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And we saw a nice piece of 2-strike hitting by Cody Bellinger to get on. And Jock Peterson has really bought into that theory, and he has shortened up a little bit more in 2-strike situation and used left field more.
On this 2-2 pitch, Peterson pops it foul. And the count remains 2-2. This will be the 33rd pitch of this inning for Ponce de Leon. He carved through the top of the Dodger order in the first, striking out the side. And this inning, 3 hits and a hit batsman.
You pretty much say if he throws a curveball, just tip my hat. So other than that, you just need to worry about speed. Change up or fastball. The second time around the order, not having a breaking ball. Dodgers might catch up to him.
Another 2-2. Peterson strokes another foul. Cut that one just off of the barrel.
Yeah, he's not getting fooled. And so, like I said, it's about speed, is when to start and which pitch is he throwing. As far as, is it going to be 86, 87 change up? Is it going to be 90? That was more of a cutter right there. Or is it going to be 93, 95 as the fastball? But all of them you can hit hard in fair territory, depending on what time you start.
8th pitch to Jock Peterson. He fouls it again.
90-mile-an-hour cutter in, and then 96 high and away. But again, able to get a piece, and he's alive up there.
So what are you doing now if you're Ponce de Leon?
I'm going to work on my breaking ball here, 2-2. I might think about throwing it because I got a chance. I got Molina behind there with 4 platinum gloves and all the other gold gloves. Bounce it.
Another 2-2 and another foul ball. The 6th one in this at bat from Jack Peterson.
You're defaulting to something like where I see it is where it's going to end up. That's the difference between a fastball, a changeup, and a breaking ball. It's not going to be that far away from my barrel if I decide it's a strike.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2nd inning. Time is called by Molina. I said it, more than 80% of the time it's a fastball or a cutter. Especially heavy with that hard stuff against left-handed hitters. A 2-2. Peterson lifts it to right center. Went with a changeup. And my goodness, what is Tyler O'Neill doing this inning? Harrison Bader is able to make the catch. And despite O'Neill's best efforts, the Dodgers get just 1.
Your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Dodger home screen icons and features such as MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, radio broadcast, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
6 up, 6 down for Hyun-Jin Ryu. The Dodgers getting him a run in the 2nd. Harrison Bader leads off this 3rd, shows bunt and takes ball 1. Bader has added pretty good run with the bat to his Gold Glove caliber defense lately. Hitting above .330 in this month. Takes this one for a strike, 1-1. One of the many young players that have supplemented this roster as the season has gone on. A lot of that has been in the pitching rotation and in the bullpen. But Bader, the headliner of the position players that have come up and made an impact. Granted, he was in the big league some last year, but towards the end of the season and struggled. Fouls it off and it stays 1-2. Needed the injury to Dexter Fowler and the trade of Tommy Pham to get himself an everyday role.
This last out was almost a collision, Joe. This would have been really dangerous. These are two big men.
Yeah, O'Neill was like a freight train that inning, out of control.
It was very interesting because the sky, by the end of the inning, when it got extended, got so dark. So it was easy for him to see. But he forgot he had a center fielder. They almost had a serious collision.
Another 1-2. And that's ball 2. Couple score updates for you. Diamondbacks lead the Angels 4-2 in the 5th inning. And through 8 innings in Denver, Padres 4, Rockies 3. Dodgers trail Arizona by 2.5. They trail Colorado by 2. Rockies have won 8 of 9 against all contending teams. That's against Dodgers, Astros, Braves. Base hit to right. First base runner of the game for St. Louis.
Second baseman number 16, Colton Wong.
It's a basic swing that you just stay on the ball and drive it the opposite field.
Clayton Kershaw, Dave Roberts. Clayton set to go this weekend against San Diego. After Kershaw's challenge on Thursday. It's a wonderful charity event, ping pong tournament. Here's Colton Wong. Ball 1.
Clayton is serious about his ping pong. I think at the point where he would actually call it table tennis. I mean, he gets the sweatband on the head going, he gets the shorts, he's got the sweatbands, he gets into the full stance, and he is good. He was on yesterday in the pregame show with Alana, and he said he hadn't picked his partner yet, but is definitely going to pick somebody that he can win the tournament with. And they also mentioned in the answer that Alana said, I've heard Manny Machado is really good. There might have to be a tryout.
Going to have to go ahead and do that. It's coming fast.
Mm-hmm.
Two and 1. Machado was not a good ping pong player when he first got to the majors, but saw that it was a big part of the culture in just about any clubhouse, but particularly in the Orioles clubhouse where he was coming up, and quickly learned to be good at ping pong and incorporated it into his off-season work even that following year after his first big league camp. And so the next spring training rolled around and he was as good as anybody.
A lot of guys take up golf. I'm going home to work on my ping pong this offseason.
Hughes falling behind Wong 3-1 with Bader at first and nobody out. There's a ground ball to second. Turner's position there. They'll get the out at second, and that's all.
It's a long throw for turning the what feels like the opposite way of your natural ability. So to open up and not really get a full stride and direction to second, that was an outstanding play for Justin Turner. And more guys in the infield nowadays have to learn to throw from all angles and all distances.
Ponce de Leon still looking for his first major league hit. Here he lays down a bunt. Grandal thought about it, but he'll take the sure thing. 2 away. So successful sacrifice for Ponce de Leon gives the leadoff man Jose Martinez an opportunity. Are you trying to pitch around the leadoff single? Martinez top 5 in the National League with that .308 average. Bangs one into center, base hit. Bader can fly, headed home. Bellinger's throw is up the line, and the Cardinals have tied it on a 2-out hit from Jose Martinez.
Cardinals break on top, and that's the first run that Ryu has allowed here at Dodger Stadium this year. It almost snags it on the line drive up the middle.
I said Bader, it was Wong. They can both run well. Martinez has driven in 3 of the Cardinals' 6 runs in the 2 games. He is huge.
Max Muncy's huge. Is he using the bag to be that tall?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Wow. Strike 1. .66, 215 pounds. And you're right, Muncy's not a little guy.
It feels like they've under-recorded his height in some ways. Maybe it's because of the helmet, you get an extra inch because of the padding.
Here's a 2-1 to Yadier Molina. Driven to right center field. That ball is gone. He snaps an 0 for 17 with an opposite field 2-run shot to give St. Louis the lead in the 3rd.
This inning has been a shock. It looked like the Cardinals were going to give away the game last inning with all the problems they had on defense. And then they get back in the dugout with only giving up 1, and they go to hitting, and Molina finishes the charge so far with that home run.
Number 16 this year for Molina. Cardinals 3, Dodgers 1, and Tyler O'Neill takes ball 1. To the back door for a strike. 1-1. Two and 1. Ground ball to 3rd. Turner's got it, but it gets by Muncy. Throw is offline. Muncy unable to squeeze it, and the inning kept alive.
There's no problem over here. Now the throw a little bit off. Let's see if Max should have had it. Yep, he should have had it. There's not a whole lot of extension there. Could have made a little longer stride, maybe be able to catch it in the air. If not, that's a pretty easy pick, and he will tell you he should have had it.
Rooted an error on Turner.
It's kind of that fine line between pass ball and wild pitch sometimes when the breaking ball barely hits the dirt and gets by the catcher. That throw barely offline and barely in the dirt. And big league first baseman will tell you they should have it. Cody Bellinger knows what Max Muncy's going through right now. He's been over there. Maybe botched a few that he thought he should have had.
Ozuna gets a chance here in the third. Fly to center his first time. Talked about this last night with Ozuna, but it has been an up and down season for him. That stretches where he's been ice cold. Had a stretch late May into mid-June. There, the first line you see in yellow, when he was the best hitter in the National League by a couple measures. The Dodgers catching him at the wrong time. He's been a hot stick the last month. But when he's good, he's as good as anybody. That was always the thing with him in Miami. Could he find that consistency? He finally did last year, hitting .312, homering 37 times, won a Gold Glove. When the Cardinals traded for him, they dealt 4 minor leaguers and hoped that he could capture the same kind of thing in St. Louis, but it's been an up and down first year. Head of Ryu, 3-0. Here it is. Strike one.
Sometimes when you're a hot, cold hitter like that, you're a good mistake hitter. When the pitchers are going well and hitting their spots, you can see that he's got a hole there on the outside part of the plate. We haven't really seen the Dodgers come in on him, and by the way they've pitched him so far in the first 2 games, you would say that they are living away and just showing in.
O'Neill will be running with the pitch. Here it comes. Got him looking. And Ozuna knew it. Cardinals get 3 and lead 3-1 to the bottom of the third. spotlight twice in Major League history with a mound at its current distance of 60 feet 6 inches. 2 players in their Major League debut have pitched 7 or more no-hit innings. Ross Stripling, of course, for the Dodgers 2 years ago. And Daniel Ponce de Leon in his Major League debut a little bit less than a month ago in Cincinnati. Opens this inning against Justin Turner, who takes ball 1 high. It was a special day regardless, but when you consider what Ponce de Leon has gone through to get to the major leagues, that much more impressive what he's been able to do since he's arrived. That's a strike, 1-1. Early May last year, pitching in AAA, Ponce de Leon took a line drive off of the head, right on the temple, fractured his skull. He was unresponsive initially, laying on the mound as the training staff rushed out to check on him. Turner pops it up. Short right, O'Neill and Wong. Colton Wong with an over-the-shoulder catch, 1 away. Came to it and put him in an ambulance. He remembers the ambulance ride, but not much after that. He was barely conscious over the next 3 days after going emergency surgery to save his life. He was bleeding on the brain, bleeding in his skull. First thing he said, though, when he regained consciousness after a few days, he said, "Hey, that fastball was right down the middle, wasn't it?" So he had a sense of humor about the whole thing. The next thing he said was, "I will pitch again," because it wasn't a sure thing at that point. With 1 out, Machado, at first it wasn't a sure thing he'd survive it. Then it wasn't a sure thing that he'd walk again. Wasn't a sure thing that his brain would function the same way. Spent a month in the hospital, 10 of those days in intensive care, still weighing all those questions. 2-0. Missed the rest of the season. Eventually got out of the hospital, went down to Florida, and just started to throw a little bit again, but not to hitters until this spring training. It was a little more than a year after that. He almost lost his life on a mound, that he took the big league mound for the first time and did what he did. That's a hot shot that gets by Jerko. Machado's aboard with 1 out.
Machado hits this one so hard it'll be too hot to handle. I'm sure he'll get a hit.
Bellinger now. I think we saw a little bit of this in that second inning when the Dodgers mounted something against Ponce de Leon. He didn't seem to be phased at all, and he said that's one of the things he's been able to take from the experience is this newfound sense of calm when he's pitching. He looks at it as, I think I've gone through about the worst thing you possibly can on the mound, you know, just short of the very worst thing that can happen. And so when I get in a jam or my stuff doesn't feel great, yeah, big deal. His 1-0, taken high.
It's an unbelievable story and something that you can't imagine going through. Most impressive thing for me is, you know, his commitment to get back right away, even knowing his situation. I'm sure his loved ones are all around him thinking, we just want you to be healthy. Let's not think about baseball right now, but his passion and dedication came right to the top right away.
By Bellinger for a strike.
These are gentlemen that have exceptional ability, but it's not always physical. There's a lot of mental ability on the field. Things that they've gone through and things that they continue to go through, not like that, but the pressure of playing under the big league lights.
Count evens up. Yeah, that's why that seems like such an impressive thing to come back from, because you hear about guys that have career-threatening injuries, but you just mentioned the mental part. not the mental part in that it was a brain injury, but coming back from the mental side of being on the mound and getting hit in the head and almost losing your life, to be able to go back out there and pitch with fearlessness.
Well, if there was ever any flinch, and how long did it take for the flinch to go away? When he threw a ball and the ball came off the bat.
He gets Bellinger swinging. He's got 6 Ks.
In spring training, when they do pitchers fielding practice, PFP, a lot of organizations, they'll use soft baseballs, the softer ones, even like that little leaguers will use to train with. So they want to hit the ball so hard back at the pitchers, but they don't want them to get hurt if they get hit by it, so they can pick up that reaction time and know how to react to those balls that are hit back at them. Then in the regular season, of course, it's the hard ball and the real ball, but you got to build that skill and that reaction. If I've just thrown a ball, I'm slightly off balance, and it's coming right back at me.
He gets strike 1 on Max Muncy. In a 3-1 game in the 3rd. He's back home with an 0-1. Muncy out in front of a changeup, strike 2.
Colorado just lost to San Diego. The last out, Chris Iannetta flew out to the warning track, almost to the wall in Colorado. It was one of those 30-degrees. It almost looked like he was going to tie it up.
Back to the mound, Ponce de Leon's got it, and that's that for the Dodgers in the 3rd. To the 4th we go. The Cardinals 3, the Dodgers 1.
The St. Louis Cardinals have a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 4th inning, and the Cardinals making a move earlier today. Matt Adams was claimed off of waivers from the Washington Nationals, who have begun to sell big time. Dexter Fowler placed on the 60-day deal, and Patrick Wisdom was optioned back to AAA Memphis. Of course, Matt Adams, Dodgers fans are cringing at the thought of his name. Matt Carpenter's super excited to have Big City back. He said he wanted some salsa when the Nationals were in town last week. Cordially, I had to deny him of that request due to conflicting interests. Now, my friend, I shall bathe you in it. Of course, Matt Carpenter with 34 home runs on the season so far. Joe, you've talked about it this series so far. He credits the 34 home runs to the amazing salsa that he's created with his garden. Not in the starting lineup today, but ready to give Matt Adams some of that special sauce.
And it sounds like Adams is likely to be in there tomorrow as the series wraps up, with Walker Buehler going for the Dodgers. Here it's Paul DeJong leading off the 4th against Ryu, who's ahead of him 1 ball 2 strikes. Inside corner to get him. Third K for Ryu. Adam said that he had noticed during that trip into St. Louis last week, he didn't say anything at the time because he was with Washington, but noticed he thought something special with his Cardinals team going on. 22-11 since Mike Schilt took over for Mike Matheny. Jed Jerko, a breaking pitch for a strike. It's going to be interesting to watch down the stretch. 3 games back of the Cubs, 2.5 back of the Brewers, or a half game back of the Brewers. Other than 2. The Central now looks a lot like the West and how jammed up it is at the top.
Baseball has some great races going on. Dodger fans are going to be more particular about the National League West, but there's some other good ones.
Jerko smashes one down the line into the corner. On his way to second in front of Peterson's throw with a 1-out double.
How about Houston and Oakland?
Seattle.
Seattle, yeah. We take a look at Jerko jerk it down the line. He's got some good hands. Last night he took a Kenley Jansen high and away fastball, didn't cut a lot, and boy, he got on top of it and hit a great big home run for them.
Harrison Bader, 1-on-1 out. Cardinals tonight have 2 2-strike hits against Hyun-Jin Ryu, which is noteworthy because coming in, opponents were 3 for 69 against Ryu with 2 strikes. On a 1-0 pitch, Bader takes ball 2. Grandal with a nice stop.
St. Louis's plan of attack has been hitting that fastball and the cutter from Ryu, and he's had a little bit of trouble, like 50-50 with the changeup and the curveball. That'll help right there when you start getting that off-speed stuff over more consistently to get him off of the cutter and the fastball. Landed that very nicely.
Here's his 2-1. Another one that's pretty sharp, and it's another strike. 2-2. This one taken in the dirt, full count.
Those are important stops by Yasmani with 1 out. A lot different having that guy hang at second base compared to being over there at third.
Dribbled foul. It stays at 3-2. On the old Florida Gator, Harrison Bader. I didn't plan on rhyming. That's just kind of how it happened. Jerko leads at second. Ryu to the plate. Bader pops it into center for Cody Bellinger. 2 out.
60, Colton Wong.
And up comes Colton Wong, who they're going to put on. So first and second with 2 out, and they bring Ponce de Leon up. Day and age where you can go straight from the on-deck circle to first base.
And if it was going to be the pitcher on deck, sometimes they're late in getting to the on-deck circle, and
Bringing up the pitcher, number 62.
Ponce de Leon having to hustle on up there.
Sacrificed successfully his first time. He'll be swinging away here with 2 out. And a 3-1 game with the Cardinals taking the lead and a Molina home run last inning. These 3 runs match the most that Ryu's allowed in his 8 starts this year. They're the first 3 runs that he's given up at Dodger Stadium. Two 2-0. Much rather face Jose Martinez with the bases empty to open the 5th. And he takes a step in that direction with a strike. 2-1. Strike 2 and look out. The face into the dugout with that bat.
Looks like he's got a little pine tar on that bat, but he goes with no batting gloves. He's got a wrap down there for a better grip. It doesn't work here. That turns into a helicopter.
A little more pine tar. Yeah, normally you see a lot more than that for a guy who goes up there with no gloves.
But being a pitcher and putting the stickum on your pitching hand, it can help.
Wouldn't that be a good way to accidentally have a little too much stick on your hands, have a lot on your bat?
Yeah, and if the umpire says, what are you doing with that on your hand? You say, well, don't you remember me hitting last inning? I had to get a good grip on the bat. And I didn't know you wanted me to run in and wash my hands before I took the mound.
Breaking ball gets him looking. And Ryu follows up the 3-run 3rd with a 0 in the 4th. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the Southern California BMW Centers. Hurry in today to the BMW Summer On Sales event for exceptional offers. Details at SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Welcome inside. Dodgers trailing the Cardinals 3-1 to the bottom of the fourth. Joe Davis and Orel Hershiser. What's the formula for the Dodgers to get back into this game and even this series up?
Yeah, the offense has got to get going. You know, the Dodger offense relied on the home run an awful lot during their winning streaks. Maybe one of those would help, but hitting with runners in scoring position after setting the table. And if, you know, Ryu can go out there and keep shutting them down, then it's going to be turned over to the bullpen, and they're going to have to do their job.
Yasmani Grandal to lead this inning off. And he's ahead of Ponce de Leon 2-0. Yasmani singled his first time. Somebody they're trying to get going again. Was huge in July, but has struggled in August. That one's on the corner, 2-1.
Dodger wins have, when they get set up, it's been by really good starting pitching. They're #1 in the National League in earned run average. Ryu having a little bit of a rough start here, but another couple zeros if he can put those up. Team's going to have a chance to win. You're going to need some of these other departments to start firing on all cylinders. The offense first and foremost, and then when you hand the ball to the bullpen, 3 zeros from them would be very nice. We got 4 innings of zeros out of the bullpen last night with Maeda and Baez.
2-2. Boy, Maeda sure looked good, didn't he?
He had a disappearing slider, a changeup, buried on a strikeout. He looked fantastic.
It's Grandal starting this fourth. And working the count full. And Baez, once he got through a choppy start to his outing, settled in and was effective for second outing in a row. A 3-2. And a leadoff walk for Yasmani Grandal. His second outing in a row, really third in a row where Pedro Baez has been sharp.
Number 3, Chris Taylor.
Ponce de Leon has 75 pitches, and as with many of these rookies, they go to the walkie-talkie again. As many of these rookies have been aggressive in the way they've managed. Get into that bullpen a little bit earlier than you might otherwise. Chris Taylor. Strike one. Chris starting at second tonight. Brian Dozier getting the day off. Dave Roberts said it before the game. Hard to give Brian rest at this point. He's been an everyday guy his whole career. Giving him such good at-bats. They like the matchup with Ponce de Leon and Chris Taylor. Singled his first time. Here it's 1-1.
An example of the Dodger frustration on offense is they walked 10 times yesterday and only 2 scored. A leadoff walk here to Grandal that gets their bullpen going. And find ways to push those across.
High strike, 1-2.
You get the most noise out of the dugouts on the up and down pitches because that's what they can see. They can't see width, but they can see height.
Bouncing ball, fair ball down the left field line. Ozuna to dig it out. Grandal stops at third on a double from Chris Taylor, and the Dodgers in business in the fourth.
This is more than a walk, a double that takes it to second and third and no out, and they got action now. Waking up the crowd, waking up the bench. Barrels are, I don't know about overrated on that one. That was hit pretty well.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short. Chris is 2 for 2, and here's Puig. Yasiel got just nicked on the bottom of his hand with the bases loaded to produce the Dodger run back in the second. Walk and a double, and now Puig. Check swing foul. Brian Dozier with Hyun-Jin Ryu due next. Dave Roberts sensing an opportunity here. Dylan Flora. That one takes off. 1-1. You've not been told he's finished yet. May not be.
81 pitches from Ponce de Leon. 4 curveballs.
So you sit fastball change.
You have to. If he throws the curveball, you'll be out in front of it, you'll miss it. A big deal. The percentages are you're going to get something. Again, where it visually starts, it's probably going to end up.
Yeah, I say sit fastball change. You can't really do that, but Big fouls it off, but you can at least eliminate a breaking pitch at this point.
Yeah, and that's very comfortable for a hitter. Especially the changeup is not one that absolutely disappears. Yeah, it's 10-mile-an-hour different or 8-mile-an-hour different, but that's not a big enough differential to really keep you from hitting the ball in fair territory. So if you can try and time it up to hit the fastball to right center, you should still have enough swing to hit the changeup.
Here comes a 2-2, and he gets Puig swinging. So they will send Brian Dozier up there with runners at second and third and one out, and a 3-1 game in the fourth.
The equation gets that simple for a hitter. You still need to get something in the area and get a strike. You can't let the simplicity and what it feels like an easier challenge turn into a hard challenge because you're not disciplined.
Backs up but catches the inside corner, and it's 0-1. Last night was the first time this month that the Dodgers starter failed to complete 5 innings. It'll now be back-to-back nights. The importance of each game really showing. The way Dave Roberts is managing. A little more aggressive the last couple nights. On a 1-1 pitch, Dozier laid on it, 1-2. Tapper to third. That is a fair ball. They come home and get Grandal. No, they're now going to say foul. It's a foul ball, says Sam Holbrook at third. Yadier Molina can't believe it. Mike Schill going to come out and argue his piece. But for now, the Dodgers have caught a break.
Well, the ball was fielded prior to third base, so it's the home plate umpire's call. I think that's why Yadier Molina is arguing, saying it's not your call. It's in front of third. And boy, that is really close.
The other thing is, if it's in front of the bag, it's not reviewable.
A very nice play by Jerko and Molina to execute the tag.
What do you think?
They've called it foul, and there's no taking it back, but I understand why the Cardinals are upset. Umpire gets one look, and we still can't really determine it. We've had 3 or 4 in slow motion.
So perhaps a bit of a break for the Dodgers. Can Dozier take advantage? Here's another one, too. Got it. 8th strikeout for Ponce de Leon. 2 away in the 4th.
And he did go with some kind of a breaking ball.
John Peterson.
Looks like he's trying to throw the curveball or some kind of slider and just backs up on him.
Same looking pitch he threw for the first one to Dozier. Completely missing the target, but getting the strike. Up to Peterson. Oh for 2 tonight. Strikeout and a flyout. Grandal at third and Taylor at second. Peterson hits a high fly ball to center field for Bader. At second and third, nobody out, and do not score. To the 5th we go. 3-1.
To enjoy Friday night fireworks. Set the songs selected by Dodger players. courtesy of Denny's. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
So Ponce de Leon likely finished. He's crossed 90 pitches and has the Cardinals in front 3-1. So the Dodgers working some counts, running that pitch count up. Even though they trail 3-1, it looks like they're going to get the bullpen started pretty early tonight. That'll be the case on both sides because Dylan Floro is on for Hyun-Jin Ryu after he was pinch hit for by Dozier.
One of the more consistent Dodger pitchers since being acquired, and from July 8th when he made his debut in Anaheim to now, he has pitched very, very well, an ERA of 2.16.
First time taking the mound since that balk. Finished the night on Saturday. Top of the order, Jose Martinez, who's 1 for 2. Now they did 2. In the history of baseball, there have been more perfect games thrown than there have walk-off balks. 23 perfect games. 22 walk-off balks. Floro with a good start to his night. Fastball diving in there at 95 for out number 1.
Take a look and watch him start and stop right there, and the hands moved, and he didn't disengage from the rubber in time. It's so anticlimactic. Between the back knee and the hands moving a little bit.
There was such an incredible atmosphere, such a great comeback for the Dodgers, and then it ends like that. Yadier Molina takes a ball. It's kind of been how it's gone lately. 6 consecutive losses in their final at bat, or the opponent's final at bat. John Hartung told us during the pregame show tonight that's the longest such streak for any team since 1992. 2-0. Molina can't lay off. 2-1. Yadier snapped an 0 for 17 with his 2-run home run against Ryu in the 3rd. That's the difference in this game right now. Three and 1. Here is that home run. Second one that he's hit against Ryu.
Volkswagen replay on a high fastball hit to right center. We're sure off the bat it was going to leave. It was going to at least be a double, but it cleared the wall.
Takes the walk. And a 1-out base runner.
Right fielder Tyler O'Neill.
Here's O'Neill. Well, I mentioned earlier the Rockies lost to the Padres 4-3. The Diamondbacks led the Angels, but that game's now tied. A 2-game series for Arizona and Anaheim. Off the end of the bat. Taylor's over to call off Muncy. We've seen some adventures out in that area on the Cardinals side tonight. Taylor, listen to him take charge on this. No question. Only his 3rd start of the year at second, spot that he played a good amount last year.
The volume and intensity of an infielder or an outfielder yelling for the ball, it seems like there's some panic, but it brings a lot of comfort to everybody in the situation when you're that aggressive.
Runner at first, 2 gone. Here's Ozuna taking a strike. Punch to the right side, base hit for Ozuna. And they're first and second with 2 out.
Ozuna looked like he was trying to hit it through that hole. Dodgers were pinching a little bit up the middle with Chris Taylor, and then Muncy holding on Molina. There was a pretty big hole over there.
Tough series so far for DeYoung, who is 0 for 6 with 5 Ks. Soft ground ball to third. Turner's only chance is to barehand. His throw is wide. Muncy does a nice job to come off of the bag, and in this case, save a run.
The wider the throw, the earlier you got to make a decision to go for it. You can't try and hang on and then not have enough range to save. Max did a nice job getting off the bag early. It was do or die for Justin Turner. And even if he had gotten there, it wouldn't have been in time.
So they're loaded up with 2 gone for Jed Jerko. Had the tie-breaking home run off Jansen in the 9th last night and had a ringing double against Ryu last inning. 29-year-old in his 6th season takes ball 1.
He's a good fastball hitter, and Dodgers start him off with a breaking ball because that's what he has hit. He's hit that fastball in this series.
Perfectly placed, 1-1.
Back-to-back sliders.
And he is, by some measures, one of the worst low off-speed pitch hitters in the National League. Tried to go there. It's hit to left, but Peterson will cut it off. Flora might have gotten away with one there. Puts up a 0. We're halfway home. It's 3-1.
Score brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. A local boy come home to have the first start at Dodger Stadium. Daniel Ponce de Leon out of there in 4 innings. It was a rocky, rough one. Not always supported by his defense, but he battled and he's shown pretty well.
He's replaced by the guy that he's replacing in the starting rotation. Luke Weaver moves into the bullpen. First relief appearance here.
Weaver looking to get on track, and the Cardinals trusting him here in middle relief with a lead, so no lack of responsibility even though he was taken out of the rotation.
2, 3, and 4 for the Dodgers, down 3-1. Turner, Machado, and Bellinger. That's ball 1, Justin. One of the key pieces in the Cardinals turnaround has been the pen. They've completely overhauled it, shipping out a couple of the veterans, bringing up some new blood. That includes a couple of starting pitchers from the minors that they've plugged into the bullpen. And you break that down to even more recently, so just in August, it's been the #1 pen in baseball. So they were one of the worst in the National League in the first half. On a 2-0. Turner gets under this one. High fly ball to right center field. Bader and O'Neill, and again they come together, and O'Neill intercepts Bader, who looks like he's had enough of his right fielder for one night.
Somebody's had some good coffee. He looks like he wants to catch anything and everything, and he's got to turn his ears on. Bader is calling for this, spreads his arms, yelling. They're fortunate that that ball was caught.
Harrison says we're good. It's all fun and games till one drops. Machado strokes a line drive, base hit. Bader able to knock it down. There's Manny going after that first pitch again. 1 on, 1 out.
Everything seems to come so easy. He's just such a natural baseball player in the field and at the plate. And that first pitch, he sees the ball and he just got such great rhythm.
110 miles per hour off of the bat. Here's Bellinger. Takes ball 1. Cody scored the lone Dodger run tonight, starting the second with a single. And then scoring when Puig was hit with the bases loaded. Here's Weaver's 1-0, and Bellinger watches it fade in there for strike 1.
Dodgers looking for a moment, and these two left-handed hitters back to back. They could tie this game easily. A couple of shots at it with Machado at first.
Cody Bellinger swings away and unloads on a ball, but he's around on it and foul.
Put a charge in it. Just a little foul. You get a lot of adrenaline and you feel really good when you hit one that hard and it's foul, and now you're still in the at-bat, but you've got 2 strikes.
We've seen him improve with 2 strikes on him. On this 1-2 pitch, he leaves it up, 2-2.
His hit in the second inning was with 2 strikes. He shortened up a little bit, stayed compact, got a nice base hit on a line drive to left.
Bounce it to second. Wong to Young, late at first. We see it nightly, but every time makes you shake your head at how fast he is.
There's so much talent on the field. How hard this ground ball's hitting. Bellinger beats it out. What Colton Wong does at second base with him getting the ball to second so quickly, but Bellinger right there, slightly out in front on the low pitch. Easy to get a good start out of the box with that one, but those wheels, you can't shut those down.
Once he's had a flair for the dramatic lately. There he is representing the tying run, 5th inning in a 3-1 game. Max with a check swing roller that Weaver will easily gobble up. And we go to the 6th.
Dodgers, come on. Dodgers.
And Justin Turner as they explore more of Dubai. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers presented by Cadillac Friday after the postgame show on Sportsnet LA.
2nd inning for Dylan Floro. 3-1 game here in the 6th. Harrison Bader leads things off for St. Louis. And takes a strike. 24-year-old who's turned into a fan favorite in St. Louis already with his spectacular defense, fearless style of play, a bat that's getting better. Cuts and misses on a sharp slider, and it's 0-2. Said his fearlessness, at least at the plate, comes from batting practice as a kid with his dad Lewis. Even when he was 5 and 6 years old, his dad wasn't afraid to come inside at BP and plunk him now and then. One and two. Tough love in the cage.
You got to get used to it, right? You don't want to do it on purpose, but it's going to happen, and you've got to have the right reaction to it in your next at bat, your next attempt. In some ways, a big league hitter has to be a little bit crazy to get in there against guys who we saw Jordan Hicks last night hitting 103. You just have to check out on any fear that creeps in.
It makes me think of something I wanted to get your take on. I'm going to ask you after this one, too. Gets him swinging. 94 that looks like a changeup under the swing of Bader, 1 out. So there's all of the discussion around Urania hitting Acuna on the first pitch of the game a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Acuna had been red hot. Don Mattingly said, of course they didn't tell him to do that. And it seemed like that was the case. They didn't instruct Urania to hit him, that Urania was pitching inside to make him uncomfortable, establish a little bit of fear with as hot as he was. Michael Young, long major league career in Texas. Long slaps it foul. Michael Young tweeted a string of tweets saying that that's an old way of thinking, that hitters aren't scared and that pitching inside doesn't alter any kind of fear factor, that's outdated and weak. It's a bad excuse. What do you think?
So he's saying that the hitters now do get fearful?
No, he's saying that that's a poor excuse to pitch inside because that's not a real thing. Wong hits a fly ball to right. Playable for Puig.
I pitched inside, and I think people pitch inside to establish that there is an inside and an outside part of the plate. When the outside part of the plate, the hitters start living out there with the barrel of their bat, well, you know that the barrel can't be on the inside, so you pitch in there. And if a guy's getting too many hits out over the plate, maybe you're throwing too many pitches outside. I always had to redefine where the plate was, that it actually was where it is implanted on the diamond. It's not where you are saying it is with your approach to hitting. And so pitching inside, and especially to a hot guy, the thing that goes through your mind as a pitcher, I want to pitch this guy inside, but I'm not going to make a mistake out over the plate. So if you make a mistake, you make it closer to the hitter, and you got a chance of hitting him.
Luke Weaver, pitcher, hitting for himself here. No balls, 2 strikes. So maybe it's a matter of semantics. You're not pitching to instill fear. You're pitching to take back the plate.
Yeah, I think the old school philosophy, you got to go back even like pre-1968 when they lowered the mound. You start thinking about the Drysdales and the Koufaxes and the Bob Gibsons and those guys that came in with chin music to kind of put fear in the hitter. And now you're not going to creep out over the outside part of the plate. I'm going to go fastball away or breaking ball in the dirt, and you're going to be out because you're scared to go out there. And I understand now what Michael Young is saying is that doesn't exist. But you got to use both sides of the plate, whether it's to go in there for fear or whether it's go in there for strategy.
Yeah, he was saying that hitters are getting hit at every age, and so it's not like you're instilling any kind of fear of something new to them by going in there.
They do get mad when it's up around their head, though. You go ahead and pitch me inside, but make sure it's down by the strike zone area.
Weaver bounces one up the middle, but there's Machado. Dylan Floro. Oh, close play at first. Couple of scoreless innings of relief. This one on 11 pitches.
Can get it going here with the St. Louis Cardinals leading 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Time now for our T-Mobile Built for Baseball. Now, the team is off on Thursday, but Clayton and Ellen Kershaw are not off on Thursday, as are the players not off either, because they're going to have the Ping Pong for Purpose here at Dodger Stadium. It's one of the biggest fundraising events for Clayton Kershaw's foundation, Kershaw's Challenge. Now, the Ping Pong for Purpose is sold out, but Clayton Kershaw is auctioning off, you guys, a 1-hour private pitching lesson and 2 round-trip tickets to his off-season home in Texas to get that 1-hour private lesson. Auctioning it off on KershawsChallenge.com. So although Ping Pong for Purpose is sold out, you can still get on this amazing opportunity to bid on this 1-hour private lesson with the ace of the Dodger staff, one of the greatest pitchers of this generation. KershawsChallenge.com.
All right, great stuff, Alana. Did I see Jay here was playing with Urkel? Pretty sure that was Jay here playing with Urkel.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't have the overalls on, but right?
Yeah.
Confirmed, it's Steve Urkel. Luke Weaver against Yasmani Grandal in a 3-1 game to open the 6th. That is ball 1. Alana?
Well, yesterday, Clayton Kershaw was on our set talking about Ping Pong for Purpose and this amazing auction item that he has. And Jerry had to chime in and say, hey, you know, I had an opportunity to win it last year, and I want to be, you know, paired with the best guy out there. And Clayton Kershaw said, you know what, we're going to pair you with the worst guy in the field just to take you down a notch. So that was Urkel that Jerry was playing with last year. Not necessarily Jerry's ping pong partner on Thursday, guys.
A who's who.
Well, even after Jerry's been out of uniform for a while, his teammates
Base hit to right to open the 6th.
still want to put him in his place. Where Clayton's being the heavy.
By the way, I'm learning now that Urkel, whose real name is Jaleel White, is a proud graduate of South Pasadena High School. Taylor comes up, representing the tying run. As Grandal, by the way, has reached all 3 times tonight. Taylor's reached both times, a single and a double. On the first pitch from Luke Weaver, he pulls it sharply to short. Grandal does a nice job of reading it and gets back to the bag. 1 out. It's the hardest ball that Taylor's hit tonight, and it's the lone out that he's made. Here's Puig. The only run driven in by the Dodgers tonight came from Puig when he was hit with the bases loaded. In this series, they're 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position. One and oh. Daniel Hudson after the 2 scoreless innings from Floro. Weaver to Puig, and Yasiel check swing taps it back to him. Weaver throws it into center. Cracking the door open for the Dodgers again. Can they kick it open and step through?
Weaver's a really good athlete, ran really hard on his ground ball the last inning to short. This one trying to get the double play by getting it there in a hurry, and in doing that the arm was a little late, so the ball is high. He wasn't hustling to get Yasmani Grandal. That's a given you're going to get the catcher. He was trying to get it there quick to get Yasiel Puig and to get 2. And ended up getting none.
Dave Roberts had Kike Hernandez in the on-deck circle, but has changed his mind, and here comes Matt Kemp with a tying run aboard in the 6th. Kemp quietly putting together a nice stretch. Has a hit in 5 games in a row after one of the roughest slumps of his career. Here they go, Oral, with a chance with runners in scoring position.
You mentioned that in this series they are 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position, but of those outs, 8 are strikeouts. And in some way, for me, for the Dodger offense to get a little bit more consistent, and especially with runners in scoring position, they're going to have to cut down on those strikeouts.
Kemp, even with the rough last month, top 5 in the National League with runners in scoring position this year, near 360. He's got Grandal at second and Puig at first. Here comes Luke Weaver. Strike 1. Buzzed him, was able to lay off. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Going to run it in on his hands and gets up a little bit.
On a 1-1 pitch, Kemp fouls it back 1-2. Here's his spray chart. Pretty pull heavy on the ground, but the Cardinals play him straight up.
Tried to run it in on him twice. 1 for a strike, 1 for a ball up and in. That one was supposed to be low and away. Ran back over the middle of the plate. 95 fouled it off.
So now the 1-2. Got him looking.
Fielder number 31, Jock Peterson.
Kemp headed back to home plate. And a nice job by Jim Wolf not to overreact to it.
Starts off the plate, but is running back, and Wolf gives him a very large corner.
Good pitch, but pitch cast it off of the plate. 2 out. Jim Wolf doesn't miss arm day. Jock Peterson takes ball 1. Three for 20 in this series. After they were so good over the weekend in Seattle, we talked about it starting this series. Maybe something to build off of. A hard time continuing that, though, against St. Louis. Two 2-0 on Jock Peterson. Change up 2-1.
St. Louis pitching staff tonight has gone mostly fastball changeup. They haven't had to really hit a very good breaking ball. Some good cutters.
2-2.
On the short term, this series, the 20 opportunities with runners in scoring position, the alarming part, and not to beat a dead horse, is 9 of the at-bats ended in strikeouts. You just don't have a chance to score a run with that strikeout.
Two on, two out, and a 2-2. Peterson yanks it, foul. Nice catch. Amy.
A very nice catch by Amy. Wow.
Amy, a longtime softball player. Another chance for Peterson. Grandal at second and Puig at first, and Molina will go out to be sure with Weaver. Yadier Molina first started catching in Puerto Rico, and he was very young. He's a 16-year-old. He was the starting catcher in one of Puerto Rico's top adult leagues, where he was catching and calling games of guys that were 20 years older than him. Now he's got guys that are 15 years younger than him that he's taking by the hand through this division race. And Weaver, one of those young guys. It'll lean on him here in a tight spot. Tying run aboard, and the go-ahead run at the plate. With another 2-2 to Jock Peterson. Bouncing ball, but right at DeYoung. That's the inning. They've stranded 9 more tonight. The frustrations continue into the late innings. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by White Boy Rick, based on a true story, only in theaters September 14. And by Infinity, empower the drive.
Add to your kids' Dodger wardrobe on Sunday, August 26th, when the Dodgers close out the San Diego series at 1:10. The first 12,000 kids 14 and under in attendance will receive a pair of LA branded socks presented by Spectrum. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Dodgers got 2 scoreless innings from Dylan Floro, and now it's Daniel Hudson. He returned from the disabled list against Seattle on Sunday and pitched a scoreless inning with a couple strikeouts.
It's nice to have him back in the bullpen. A big arm that's been pretty doggone consistent for the Dodgers. He has a very good look of poise when he's on the mound in some of these key situations, so it can be very useful to the Dodgers.
Top of the order, Martinez looks at a fastball that's a little bit away, 1-0. Quietly, the bullpen, last 5 games or so, has settled down. 3 earned runs allowed in their last 15 1/3, and 2 of those 3 runs came off home runs against Kenley Jansen. But you hope you can write off as an anomaly with it being his first game back.
Yeah, with his track record, you got to believe that's not going to happen, and that will start to put the bullpen back in order. But it's nice to see the other components starting to fire as he gets back and is healthy. The headlines has changed from bullpen struggles to offense struggles.
Martinez down swinging. Hudson with 96 right by him.
Starting him out away with a fastball and a slider, and then just pounded him inside right there. Those were well executed heaters.
You're talking about the headline shifting from the bullpen to the offense. With the bullpen, we saw what Kenta Maeda did last night. That's obviously helping. You figure Jansen will get back to doing what Kenley's done. Ross Stripling coming off of the disabled list sometime soon. That'll lead to whether that's Ross or somebody else moving down to the bullpen. And you got a few guys that are rehabbing that can contribute. And so it does feel like the more frustrating thing right now is the offense. Other than 2 on Molina. We'll do it again.
Defense and pitching doesn't put a lot of adrenaline or excitement in a ballpark. It's the offense that gets that vibe going, where you feel like momentum and we're really on a roll. Here we go. At the end of a well-pitched game and the offense gets 1 or 2 and you win the game because the pitching was outstanding, it's a great game. You get a W.
Machado. 2 out.
But you just don't get that adrenaline, that complete bond of a team, and we're on a roll, because it seems like when the offense is going and it's 4 to 6 to 8 runs a game and here we go, there's just so much momentum no matter where you walk in the clubhouse, to the shower, to the food room, to the training room, whoever you pass, guys are smiling and things are going well. Pitching is a little bit more individual. You know, you get your job done and you'll be responsible the next time you get that job. But the offense is more of a team thing, because those guys are out there every day. Pitchers need their rest. Bullpen pieces don't get in there every day. We got a bullpen out there with guys from 0 days rest today to about 2 days rest. But they're in there sporadically. Those everyday players, though, they can build that momentum when they're hitting and scoring runs. Boy, it is a good feeling everywhere in the ballpark.
Hudson to Tyler O'Neill with an 0-1 pitch. Hits him. And so the inning kept alive for Marcell Ozuna.
Well, he did a good job getting out of the way of that one. You talked about Michael Young and saying this is just part of the game. There's guys getting hit at every level now. Well, O'Neill learned how to get out of the way and get hit safely.
Well, they've gone final in Phoenix. Arizona wins in walk-off fashion. A.J. Pollock laid down a sacrifice bunt, and the throw went into left field to allow the winning run to score. Ozuna pumps one to deep left center field. Gone. The bad news keeps on rolling in. Ozuna with a 2-run shot to double the lead in the 7th.
Molina earlier got his 16th. This is Ozuna's 16th of the year. Some free swinging young Cardinal hitters, not Molina, but Ozuna showing off the power.
So it's 5-1 on Ozuna's 16th. And now DeYoung. Strike one. Like with a lot of teams, 4 the magic number for St. Louis. Trying to get to 16-4 in August. The Dodgers in danger of dropping their 9th out of their last 13.
Cardinals getting 2 home runs tonight, and they don't even have the leading home run hitter of the National League in there, Matt Carpenter.
Strike 2. Full count on DeYoung. Hudson gets him swinging, and the 7th inning ends, but not before Ozuna clubs a 2-run home run. We stretch in a 5-1 game. Bottom 7, they trail 5-1, and it's Justin Turner to lead things off, trying to extend his 14-game hitting streak, coming in at 0 for 3 so far tonight.
For a guy who had wrist issues, wondering is he going to get the power back in time? He has done that. Is he going to get the rhythm and enough reps because the health is going to stay there? He has done that. Came from extra hitting, making adjustments, and now hot as could be.
Leading the majors in average and on base in August. And taking strike one from Luke Weaver, who's not won a game this month. He's really struggled, demoted to the bullpen, but is in position to win this game, having taken over in the 5th. Ponce de Leon only going 4. Ball on a strike on Turner. Austin Barnes look-alike, Luke Weaver.
High energy guy out there.
You're not going to comment on my.
I think he does.
You?
Yeah, I wasn't going to. I guess I did let it just lay there.
Yeah.
Sorry. Apologize.
Agree, though. High energy.
Yep, high energy. Austin Barnes look-alike. Probably runs a little better than Austin. Do you want the complete breakdown?
One, 2 to Turner. It spiked in there for ball 2. Turner starting the 7th. Getting his hands in, but carving one out to right, and O'Neill 1 out. Manny Machado comes to the plate. We look at the top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. His single his last time, 110 miles per hour off of the bat. That's the 4th hardest hit ball in the majors today.
First pitch swinging again with success.
2 hardest hit balls of the day come from the StatCast king, Giancarlo Stanton. Weaver to Machado with ball 1. Auto take, 2-0.
If we're going with lookalikes on Luke Weaver, I'm going Tim Hudson. The mechanics.
Okay.
Maybe a little Joe Kelly if you think St. Louis uniform.
Tim Hudson mechanics. Austin Barnes face.
Sold.
Machado scorches one. Left center field. Forget about it. 5-2. 29th of the year for Manny.
Giancarlo Stanton might have hit it harder today prior to this at bat, but this one's got to be in the competition. This is a blast. So smooth, but so much power.
Doesn't it just sound different coming off his bat? So that's going to do it for Luke Weaver. They go back into the bullpen and take a look at the StatCast on this. What does it register at? And the base hit at 110 earlier. It broke StatCast. We'll be back in a moment.
Here you have something special. You have what I think.
For great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan Dodger calendar. One more in this series tomorrow night. Walker Buehler for the Dodgers. And then this weekend the Padres come in. Jason Shreve comes on to face Cody Bellinger, and the recently acquired Shreve delivers a strike. Came over from the New York Yankees. Part of the remake of this Cardinals bullpen on the fly this year.
Fastball, slider, split finger. And you would think he'd throw a lot more sliders than splits to lefties, but no. The percentage is the other way. Fastball split mostly, some sliders.
It's been on the money with the first two fastballs. Against Bellinger, who's 1 for 3. And now with an 0-2, he gets him swinging with the changeup. 2 out. And we look again at Machado's home run, and this time it gives us the numbers.
Under the velocity off the bat of his line drive to center, but a lot farther this time.
5-2 game in the 7th, and Max Muncy, who's 0 for 3. Strike one. Quickly 0-2. Shreve coming out pounding the zone. 5 pitches, all strikes. Looking for 2/3 of an immaculate inning. Ball one. That one drifts inside. The count evens up on Muncy. Full count.
Looks like he doesn't mind throwing that changeup inside the lefties, kind of making them think that it's a fastball and it goes underneath their bat. Looks like so far tonight the fastball is a little bit more like waist high. Kind of beat you to the spot.
Really got a piece to stay alive.
3 of them in a row. A lot of respect for Max's ability to hit the fastball.
Muncy earns the walk. And a 2-out chance for Grandal, who's been aboard all 3 times tonight. A couple singles and a walk. And it looks like a double switch coming from Mike Schilt. Now Carpenter comes on, Jose Martinez comes out. And I'll dig a little bit deeper into that bullpen with the Dodgers down 5-2. Trying to battle back in this one to even the series at a game apiece. Carlos Martinez. Disabled us to make his first appearance out of the bullpen in 3 years.
He's got to be really pumped up. I'll tell you what, when you're used to starting and all of a sudden you get this role, first of all, you're back and you're healthy. You're in the midst of competition and trusting you right away with a man on first, 2 out, and a possible home run hitter at the plate. It is a big challenge.
Guy that had emerged as the ace of this staff over the last couple of years. Opening day starter, all-star twice. But with what everybody's done in their opportunities coming up from the minors, combined with his injuries and underperformance, you know, finds himself in a different role. And going to him, it flips Grandal around to his better side. Ball 1. Martinez, some of the most electric stuff that you'll find, but whole question with him is, can he spot it? Answer with the first 2 is no. Hard hit, foul.
No doubt that it's foul, but is Monty feeling good about squaring it up?
On a 2-1, he takes ball 3, not even close from Martinez. So 3 different disabled list stints this season, most recently dealing with a shoulder. Grandal bounces it softly to first, and Carpenter has it, steps on the bag, and ends the inning. Dodgers get one back on a Machado home run. 5-2 as we go to the 8th. Into the studio for a preview of Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
All right, thanks, Joe. Outside of Manny Machado's 3-hit night and a home run in this one, not much going right for the Dodgers against the Cardinals.
Yeah, Dodgers have struggled with runners in scoring position 3 for 21 this series so far. Got to get better.
These two guys will break it down after the game. Alana has a reaction for you from the clubhouse.
All right, guys. Cardinals getting 3 in the 3rd and 2 in the 7th tonight. 3 came against Ryu. The 2 came against Hudson, who stays in to face Jen Jerko and gets a first pitch pop fly to center field for Cody Bellinger. 1 pitch, 1 out. Dodgers in danger of falling to 3.5 back for the first time since May. And they're in the first days of coming out of the 10 games below 500 start. Hudson to Bader, shows bunt and takes a strike. One.
Every win is precious this time of year, especially when you're the chaser. Every loss really stings. Still got 6 outs on offense to go. It's going to take more than a solo shot from the offense, though. The Dodgers have had a lot of those. After Machado's home run right there, 120 of their 175 home runs this year have been solo shots. Almost 70%.
One and two on Harrison Bader. Here's Hudson's pitch, and it's hit foul. When you hit a solo home run, you have better than a 50-50 chance of winning. When you're looking at across all games over the last decade, when you homer with a man on base, you have a 70% chance of winning that game. So homering with a man on gives you better win probability than when you get a quality start. 2-2.
I'd like to see that efforted prior to 2 strikes. Hitting for the home run, and then once you get to 2 strikes, I think a little bit more contact.
Bader gets hit. Second batter that Hudson has hit tonight. And that's going to be the last one that he faces. Dave Roberts calling down to the bullpen with the Cardinals in front 5-2. Hudson leaves. And Scott Alexander comes in.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Dodgers, number 74.
And take home a Dave Roberts replica batting practice jersey. Compliments of your Southern California BMW centers. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion.
In a 5-2 game in the 8th inning, it's Scott Alexander.
Scotty is a ground ball specialist looking for double plays. He has 14 double plays this year in just 53 innings. Since he debuted back in 2015, there's only one person that gets ground balls more often than he does, and that is Zach Britton.
A lot of ways, those two guys carbon copies of one another. Colton Wong with the man at first and 1 out. Alexander checks on the speedy Bader.
Going to be hard to double up this combo.
He takes off. The throw. Wow. Gets him.
Vladimir Molina in the game, in the ballpark, is proud of this one. Wow, did Yasmani get out of there in a hurry, and the most perfect throw. Absolutely textbook.
On to the third time Bader's been caught in 15 tries this year. Now ground ball off of the bat of Wong, picked off by Taylor. Running over across Jim and then a ground ball, and Scott Alexander's out of there in a hurry. Martinez off of the disabled list tonight to work out of the bullpen for St. Louis. And he'll face the bottom part of the order here in the bottom of the 8th in a 5-2 game. Taylor to lead it off, then Puig in the pitcher's spot. Strike one from a youngster out of the Dominican Republic who never met his father. His mother passed away when he was young. He was raised by his grandma. Spent a few of his years as a kid living at a seminary because it was the surest way for Carlos to have food and clothes and to get an education. That's up, and it's 2-1 on Taylor. Signed out of the Dominican in 2010 and actually originally had signed as a shortstop the year before with the Boston Red Sox. And it started taking all kinds of turns. Taylor swings, foul tips it, 2-2. The deal was voided and he was barred from signing for a whole nother year because of issues with name and date of birth documentation. He'd been raised by his uncle after his grandma and had taken his last name. That's raked foul. And during the 1-year suspension, he switched to pitcher. Wowed the Cardinals scouts with his mid-90s fastball and some of the other breaking stuff he was snapping off, even though he just started pitching. They found a way to get a deal finalized after that year. Here comes to the 2-2. Oh, my goodness. Look out, Chris Taylor. Full count.
Now that's scary. Wow.
So now a 3-2. And he takes ball four to open the 8th. Taylor's been on 3 times tonight. Here comes Puig.
These Dodgers need more than a spark. An exciting comeback for a win tonight would carry them a long way into tomorrow. Feeling much better about themselves.
Martinez home to Puig, and he misses 1-0. Rockies lost, Diamondbacks won. Deficit is 3. 35 games left after tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. And Puig, it's a chopper to third. Jerko, Wong, double play.
This double play starts at the beginning with Jerko charging the hard hit ball from Yasiel Puig, shortening the last hop and giving him some momentum into second base for the throw. Just that one little half a step forward and not hesitating with that move really starts this double play. That is very subtle at the beginning, but it makes the whole thing happen.
Hernandez to pinch hit. He takes ball 1. Been a good run for Kike Hernandez. Hitting close to 300 this month. We've seen the similar power stroke. Those career high 18 homers. Flips this one down the right field line. Fading towards the corner. And foul. Strike 2. Martinez to Hernandez with a 1-2, and it's a fastball way up. 2-2. Can't be a comfortable at bat against this guy.
At times he is locked in, dotting the outside corner, and other times he's effectively wild, where you are a little looser in your loafers.
Call him Tsunami. Walk Taylor to start the inning. It's gone full on Hernandez. Here's a payoff. He walked him. Second of the inning, 4th of the night, 14th of the series. And you just think there'd be more bottom line production when you've gotten 14 base runners on walks alone. It's not even taking into account the 8 hits they have tonight.
It definitely adds to the frustration. The Cardinals want to give you innings where they'll set the table for you with the walks.
Still one swing from a powerful hitter like Jock Peterson from this being a different story going into the 9th. Caught by Martinez, then it comes out. It's in play and everybody's safe, but Hernandez wanders off of the bag, inning over. Bigger issue is with Carlos Martinez on the ground in pain. Thank goodness. Martinez to his feet after taking a 109-mile-per-hour line drive. Able to walk off under his own power. There, Carlos Martinez taking that comebacker right in the ribs.
He points right to it with his thumb. Where he got it. Wow. I'm just glad he got up.
Caleb Ferguson on to pitch the 9th inning with Matt Carpenter, the National League leader in home runs, taking strike one. And the thing that you move on from quickly there to make sure Martinez is okay, but what is a bad base running play? With the Dodgers down 3 runs and Justin Turner ready to come up representing the tying run. Getting to third doesn't do a whole lot for you in that situation.
Kike got carried away and probably looked up and thought third base was unoccupied, that he could easily get over there, then get caught in between and take the Dodgers right out of the inning.
One and two. And so for the 9th, it'll be Turner, Machado, and Bellinger. Bud Norris is getting ready. Wasn't a sure thing last night with Bud. The 1-2. We'll do it again. Series wraps up tomorrow. It's Walker Buehler for the Dodgers and Jack Flaherty, who's a Burbank native, Harvard Westlake alum, countering for the Cardinals. Last time Flaherty pitched in here, he was pitching Harvard Westlake to a state championship. It was just 5 years ago. Another 1-2 to Carpenter, and a breaking ball tapped foul. These back-to-back nights, you get a local product starting for the Cardinals. Tonight it was Ponce de Leon, who won't factor into the decision. Held the Dodgers to 1-4 tonight. Oof. Back of a pitch from Ferguson. 2-2.
What you get with Caleb Ferguson when he's coming out of the bullpen, you get 30 strikeouts and only 4 walks. So he is around the plate, and that looked like one got it.
This one finishes him off. Just took another pitch to get Carpenter.
Morongo slow-mo cam. That breaking ball. Caleb with the first hitter being the home run leader of the National League. Dropping in the breaking ball and showing good command with the fastball.
Miles Michaelos is going to hit. This is one of the starting pitchers for the Cardinals, but with a 5-2 lead. He stands in, and Ferguson comes home. Strike one. Quickly 0-2. Caleb Ferguson out of West Jefferson, Ohio. It's back-to-back Ks. Open his inning. The Dodgers drafted Caleb Ferguson days after he underwent Tommy John surgery. Big part of the reason why he fell as long as he did to the 38th round. Immediately went to Arizona to rehab his elbow and to get in better shape. Caleb told Bill Shaken in the LA Times that basically they sent him to, quote, fat camp. Here's Molina. Strike one. Ben Stiller put him through some killer workouts. Oh, and 2. He said that he got a little lazy with his diet last year too. It can be so difficult to eat in the minors. You know, especially on the road, it's not like you're staying in bustling areas with a lot of options. A lot of times you go to the gas station close by and find whatever snacks you can get there. He strikes out the side here in the 9th inning. The Dodgers with 2, 3, and 4 coming up, down 5-2. by El Pollo Loco. Try the new queso-loaded double queso quesadilla, only at El Pollo Loco, fresh from the grill. Here we go, bottom of the ninth. Cardinals 5, Dodgers 2, and Bud Norris on for what he hopes is his second save in as many nights in this series.
Yesterday was a struggle for him. 29 pitches, 18 strikes. The fastball, what he uses an awful lot, 17 of those, only 10 strikes. He did strike out 3 batters, but there was a walk in between that made the Cardinals nervous.
And Turner, instead of batting, representing the tying run in the 8th inning, will come up here to lead off the 9th. One last opportunity, perhaps, for him to extend his hitting streak. Machado and Bellinger will follow him. But the right guys coming up. Dodgers 4-8 in their last 12 games. 11-15 over the last month. After tonight, 35 games remaining. With Arizona winning earlier, they sit 3 back of the Diamondbacks in the division. Bud Norris to Justin Turner. Strike 1. Been a similar story tonight where the Dodgers have had opportunities. They've gone 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position and left 11 men on. Quickly 0-2.
It's a story the Dodgers are getting tired of hearing. You can only report the facts, and right now the offense is sputtering.
Takes this one, ball 1. They've had 33 base runners and scored 5 runs in the 2 games.
Didn't you say in 2 games 14 walks?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Painful to watch. Painful for them to go through. Especially as you watch the calendar wind down.
Norris is 1-2. Turner hits it on the ground. Diving stop by Wong. Oh my goodness, he gets him! Circus play by Colton Wong for the first out of the 9th.
Where do you start with this play? I guess at the beginning, his range. Then the glove. Then can't get to his feet, so just throws it from any position where he gets a grip on the ball and knows exactly where first base is in time and space. Ridiculous play.
And that is perhaps how Justin Turner's hit streak ends. They're going to challenge this.
Call on the field is under review.
The first few looks at that, looks like it's the right call. That one looked a little closer.
Well, you've got to challenge it. Down by 3 and your leadoff hitter in the 9th is a bang-bang play.
Yeah, he's out. We saw it again on the video board here. So 1 gone in the 9th inning.
The disappointment of Justin not reaching first cannot overshadow how good that play was. Number 1 second baseman in baseball in zone rating.
And more than that, just about any metric you check. Here's Machado. Taking a ball. Is that your go-to defensive metric, one that you trust most?
I don't have one. I don't really understand how they figure each and every one. Just see where he's at the top, and you can tell from the eye test tonight that he should be at the top.
2-0. It's always good when a guy is at the top of several categories, and it's easy to just say he's the best. Of course, Javier Baez right there, too. He doesn't grade out as well as Wong does in many categories. 2 balls, no strikes on Manny Machado, who's got 3 hits tonight, including a home run. Hits this one foul, and it's 2-1. Two and two. Chopper to short, candy hop for DeYoung. Dodgers down to their final out. Out hitting the Cardinals in this game. Got 8 hits to the Cardinals 7. Out walking the Cardinals in this game. St. Louis riding the 2 2-run home runs to this 5-2 lead. And Bellinger to the plate with 2 out and the bases empty. Bellinger breaks his bat, and on a bounce, Jerko's got it. Cardinals have taken the first 2 games of this series, and for the first time since May, the Dodgers are 3.5 back in the National League West.
Arizona's lead grows. The Dodgers are now really just searching for a W that hopefully gets them on a roll.
Lux's play of the game comes in this 9th inning. That wonderful play by Colton Wong. Amazing even to get to the ball, let alone get a throw off after he had a hard time getting it out of his glove. But he does and gets the first down of the inning that goes 1-2-3. Finale of this series is tomorrow, and Walker Buehler will try to stem the tide for the Dodgers. Jack Flaherty, Southern California native, in his return to Dodger Stadium. Oral Hershiser, Alana Rizzo, and the rest of our crew. Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. We'll talk to you tomorrow as the Dodgers try to salvage one in this 3-game series from St. Louis.